Welcome to Sanat Sir Times. Today we are going to discuss 9th class mathematics chapter 1, the basic concepts which are very much useful for you to go and learn the chapter 1 of 10th class. Thank you. So first of all, the first point is capital N is a set of natural numbers. You know, they start from 1. So 1, 2, 3 and so on etc. is called as set of natural numbers, very basic fundamental. And second one, W represents the set of whole numbers which starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And how to remember whole? Whole means this is a whole, so whole number starts with a whole. So this is the way to remember the point. Whole number starts with a whole and that whole is 0. So this is a set of whole numbers. Now when you close look at these values, in whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, what do you call these numbers which are starting from 1, 1 to so on? This is nothing but natural numbers. It means that whole numbers, set of whole numbers already includes the natural numbers. Means that every natural number we can call as a whole number. So what is the point? Every natural number is whole number. We can conclude that every natural number is a whole number because in whole number we have a set called as n. So every natural number we call it as whole number. But every whole number may or may not be natural number, so we are not going to look into that area. So what I want to say is every natural number is a whole number. Now coming to this one, Z is a set of integers. When you look at the Z, the set of integers, 0 is the middle point, so you are going to right hand, you are going to get positive values, and to your left hand you will be having negative values. And this is called the set of 0, the neutral value, the positive and all negative values. We call it a set of integers. Right. Now my question is, what do you call these numbers? These numbers which are starting from 1 we call as natural numbers. You know that they are natural numbers. You also know that the set of numbers which are starting with 0 are called as whole numbers. Am I right? So Z is a set of integers which includes 0, positive and negative values, and these are called negative integers and these are called positive integers. 0 is a neutral point. In this set Z, you find that n is a set of natural numbers which was discussed earlier. And coming to the set of numbers which are starting from 0, we call as whole numbers. So what I can conclude is every natural number is integer. We can conclude that every natural number is integer. Similarly, you can also say every whole number, which are whole numbers is a part of this one, every whole number is integer. So these are the two drawings which we can draw from this one. Now coming to rational numbers. Rational numbers are denoted by Q. Rational numbers are denoted by the letter Q. Then what are rational numbers? Numbers which are in the form of P by Q. So they are in P by Q form. So which form? They are in the form of P by Q. And the condition is this denominator Q should not be 0. this denominator q should not be equal to 0. That is called rational number. Let us see some examples. 2 by 3, is it a rational number or not? If anyone asks you, is it a rational number or not, your answer is yes, it is in P by Q form. This is a rational number. 5 by 0, no, because no, this is not a rational number because Q, the denominator, is 0. So in this P by Q form, denominator should not be 0. So these type of numbers are called rational numbers. P and Q must be what? In the rational number form, P comma Q, P comma Q are integers. Already we know what are integers. So P comma Q are integers. What I mean to say is P and Q should be integers, denominator should not be equal to 0. If denominator is 0, it is not defined, so it is not a rational number. So if anyone asks, is root 2 by 1 a rational number? Anyone can ask you, is root 2 by 1 or root 2 by 7, is it a rational number or not? So no, this is not a rational number, not a rational, because not a rational number. Though it is in the form of P by Q, this is not a rational number because root 2 is not natural number or not integer. So this is the concept of rational numbers. Fundamental point is, if anyone asks you what is a rational number, your answer should be any number in the form of P by Q is a rational number. Condition, Q should not be equal to 0. Both P and Q values must be integers. So let us see a question. What happens if Q is equal to 0 in P by Q? My question is, what happens if Q is equal to 0 in P by Q? Your answer should be, if Q is equal to 0, it is not defined. It is not defined. We call it as what? Infinite. That becomes infinite. And second answer is, if Q is equal to 0, P by Q is not rational, number, because condition says that Q should not be equal to 0, but here is given to you Q is equal to 0. Now let's see how to represent a rational number on the number line. For example, he is asking you to represent 5 by 3 on the number line. Okay, so 5 by 3, the meaning of 5 by 3 is 5 chocolates are to be distributed between 3 students. So if 5 when divided by 3, you are going to get 1 chocolate, and there are 2 chocolates which are going to be a remainder. Now those 2 cannot be divided between 3, so we are converting 5 by 3 as 1, 2 by 3. This is called the mixed fraction, you know that. So 5 by 3 means you are going to get 1 full chocolate and 2 chocolates are left out. That has to be divided between 3 friends or 3 students. So the meaning of 5 by 3 is 1, 2 by 3, right? Means every student is going to get 1 chocolate, that's sure, and a part of the chocolate they are going to get more, right? Means that 5 by 3 is a value which is more than 1. 5 by 3 is a value which is more than 1 but less than 2. Okay, so 5 chocolates when are divided between 3 friends, then you are going to get 1 chocolate and a part of the chocolate, means that it is greater than 1 but less than 2. So what you need to do is draw a line, and it should be a 0 at the middle, and as you know that 5 by 3 lies between 1 and 2. So first you point out those 2 points, 1 comma 2, and then in between 1 2 already 1 chocolate is completed, this one you got it. Now this, the area between 1 and 2, because it is greater than 1 and less than 2, you have to divide that into how many parts? 3 parts. So the area between 1 and 2 must be divided into 3 parts. Now this is first part, this is second part, and this is the third part. So first part I will say 1 by 3, second part is 2 by 3, and this is third part 3 by 3. This is our representation on the line. But what you want, 1, this is 1, 2 by 3, means this is 2 by 3. So this is 1, 2 by 3. This is your point. Which is your point? This is the point where you are going to get 1, 2 by 3, which is nothing but 5 by 3. So this is the way to represent on a number line. Let's see one more example. Now, let's see one more example. What I feel is one example is not enough for you to understand this one. So I am giving you one more example. Represent 11 by 3 on the number line. Now clearly what you have to think is 11 when divided by 3, if 11 chocolates are being distributed among 3 students or 3 friends, each one definitely going to get 3 chocolates. That is for sure. And there are some remaining chocolates which again has to be distributed between the same 3 students, means this one I have converted into mixed fraction, right? So 3 2 by 3 is my requirement. Now what does it mean is, when 11 chocolates are being distributed among 3 students, each one definitely going to get 3 chocolates, and a part of the chocolate are also they are going to get. So it means that 11 by 3 is greater than 3 but less than 4. So you are targeting an area, the place, a point where it is greater than 3 and less than 4. 3 or more than 3 but less than 4. So first you point out the neutral point 0. Then don't write all 1 2 3s. Only target the area where your target is there. So this is 3, means 11 by 3 is greater than 3 but less than 4. This is 3 4. So this 3 2 by 3 lies between 3 and 4 is a known fact. So 3 anyway is completed. Now the remaining part you have to divide it into how many parts? 3 parts. So this is first part, this is second part, and this is the third part. So this area between 3 and 4, 1 2 3 parts I am dividing. I am calling it as 1 by 3, and this will be 2 by 3, this will be 3 by 3, right? Now what is your target? Your target is 3 2 by 3. So 3 2 by 3. Now this is the area 3 2 by 3. This is nothing but 3 2 by 3, which is nothing but 11 by 3. So this is the way you have to represent the number on the number line. Now let's see some true or false questions. Question number 1. Every rational number is an integer. This is the question. Is it true or false? We have to say. Every rational number is an integer. Now you know that rational number is in the form of P by Q. Now if you don't know, before you answer the question, you take an example so that you will get an idea. For I am taking it as 2 by 5. So that is in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers. Okay. So this is a rational number, but integers will be in the form of what? Only the single value. So this is a rational number, but this is not an integer. Integers are in the form of z, only you have the single value. Denominator you don't have an integer. So every rational number is an integer is false statement. Is a false statement. But let's see the reverse of this one, when it comes to the reverse, if I take the integer, you take an example of integer, whatever the integer you take, positive or negative, if I take it as 2, I can write 2 as 2 by 1. This is nothing but in the form of p by q. Therefore, this is also a rational number. Okay, this is also a rational number. I am taking an integer 2, able to write it in the form of 2 by 1. This is nothing but p by q form. So this is a rational number. Even if I take 0, which is an integer, you can write this one as 0. 0 can be written as 0 by 1, 0 by 2, 0 by 3 or 0 by some x. So whatever it could be, 0 can be written as 0 by anything. So we call again this as what? A rational number, because this is in the form of p by q. So what we can say is, negative numbers if we consider, let us take it as minus 3. You can again write it as minus 3 by 1, which is in the form of p by q. Again is a rational number. So what I can say is, every integer is a rational number. That is true. But every rational number is an integer is false. So note I can say is, every integer is rational. If you don't know, you have to use your paper and pen, take an example, analyze that, and then give the answer. But don't give the answer randomly. Okay, so every rational number, I am taking an example. This is a rational number. Okay, is it an integer? No, integer should not have q values. So this is not correct, false. But when it comes to integers, you take some integers, try to represent in the form of p by q. If you can do, then that is true. If not, that is wrong statement. So every integer is a rational number. Question number 2. Every integer is rational number. Every integer is rational number. You have to say it is true or false. Don't take much load onto your brain. You can think by taking an example. Integer, let us take it as 7. I am taking it as integer. Integer 7 can be written as 7 by 1, which is nothing but p by q form. Therefore, it is a rational. So keep on checking. By taking more than one example, it is a rational number. Now I will take it as minus 3 is also minus 3 by 1. Again, this is in the form of p by q, which is nothing but rational. So this is a true statement. So what should be your answer? True. True. Right? And coming to the third one, 0 is a rational number. Again, rational number, the moment you look at this one, you should recollect p by q form. 0 is an integer which can be written as 0 by 1 or 0 by 2 or 0 by any value x. Therefore, 0 can be represented as, these are all in the form of p by q. Again is also a rational. So what I can say is, 0 is a rational number. Yes, this is true.